Alright, hello, my name is Baron, and this is my Tableau 2 project. So we're going to start by looking at the data and kind of going over how I interpret it as well as the process of that. The process of that. So to look at the data, I transferred it over into an Excel file and kind of started screwing around with it, looking at pivot tables to see how I can best portray this data in a Tableau worksheet. And so the thing that I decided to do was I was going to do the perspective of an entrepreneur looking to open up an insurance firm. And so with this entrepreneur, I gave him a name later in the Tableau project, but as of now, we don't need to say his name. And this entrepreneur is looking to start an insurance brand. He's in the Midwest region, so he's looking for a state within the Midwest to open his branch, and as well as a salesperson to hire. So he's going to take this data which he's given, which is all these various numbers about, such as price, variable cost, contribution margin, that have to do with the sales of these salespeople, and he's going to try to find someone these three necessary needs for him to start his company. And so through pivot tables, I was able to kind of pick apart what I wanted to, so I could portray all the details possible, such as the salesperson, the insurance type, as well as the location of where he would want that branch to be. So we're going to go into my first sheet, which goes over all the insurance types. And so obviously the big decision of starting this company that John, there's his name, will have to go over is the insurance type that he wants to carry. So I'm going to move my face a little bit so you guys can see this better. So what I've included here is all the regions, as well as the sales, variable cost, and contribution margin for each of the insurance types within the region. So this is good, not only looking the Midwest, which is the region that John will open his branch, but as well as comparison of his region to others, just to get a good view. This allows you to see the profitability of that type of insurance, as well as like the cost that will be variable costs part of the process, and how profitable each of these insurance types are. And so you can screw around with filters. I really enjoy filters as a part of Tableau, to where if I do want to just look at different regions, if I want to compare the Midwest, say the Mid-Atlantic, I can look at those numbers side by side, or I can just straight out look at the Midwest. And as well as if I want to kind of look at the numbers for specific insurance types, I can do that through this. So that's a great idea at getting the basic information for what insurance type John will want to sell. So the next, he needs someone to sell this insurance, and so part of the data was salespeople, and each sale had a person named to it, kind of revealing the total number of sales and their contribution margin. So this salesperson graph right here is just a basic showing the different salespeople total in the top salespeople for each region. And so I also use a filter here so that when we want to look at the Midwest specifically, we can see the top salespeople as well as in what insurance type they did these sales in. I think this is important, and as well as you can do those comparisons if you want to the different regions, but it shows the comparison. I know and Kit is a top one in the Midwest, right up there in the top 3 sales for professional insurance, or top 3 for auto insurance. And so I as well organized and sorted it to where the highest sales would affect where they are on the graph. So you see the left, professional is the highest, followed by auto and home. And so this is kind of as well putting that thought in the head that what could be the best insurance type for John to open. So as you see, we have all our sales numbers for the salespeople. So it kind of just gives a perspective on what decision John could possibly want to make. And so now we shift into the regional sales chart, kind of now focusing on the Midwest specifically. And so we have our 5 key salespeople within the Midwest, as well as their numbers, and then their CM ratio. So that's the number of kind of how much they can cover those variable costs, which is important because you don't want someone who's selling millions of dollars worth, but you're losing a profit. And so what this data shows is the main aspect of it is the size of the bar reveals the percent of CM ratio, which is indicators, the higher the better, and then as well as the darkness of the shade reveals how much they're selling. So I think this is important to understand both aspects, because they do both matter. As I said, if you sell no insurance, but you have all these variable costs, and it's kind of you have to find who's right in the middle. And so this allows John to understand what salespeople he wants, as well as still that insurance. As you see, life insurance has this great high CM ratio, and auto has the low one, but you have to kind of find the middle ground. And so as well, filters again, great tools to kind of look. I chose the one option so you can look at one individually, and so we can assess each of these insurances and see how the salespeople are doing within said insurance types. And so now we're going to go on a map, and this map kind of now brings it into a location-wise, the information that the last graph portrayed. So he does have to pick a state that he wants to open up this business in. And so this graph, through the color coordination, allows you to see which states are have the most sales, as well as that CM ratio is underlined below to make sure that they're staying above that mark and they're making sure that the insurance sales are profitable. So we're going to get in this later in the story about the decisions that John Smith is going to make when he's starting this business. But as of now, this graph kind of tells us what states are high in the sales. As you see in the left over here, we have Ohio as a very sale-heavy state, with states over in the left like North Dakota being a little bit lower in those total overall. And then we can also separate again with those filters and look at the different types of insurance that we could possibly deal in. So this affects professional insurance is great in states such as Missouri, and lower still in states like North Dakota. So it kind of allows us to look at all the contributing factors within this table. And so now we're going to put these two together to get our big collective our dashboard. And so what this dashboard does is now puts all the information together within the Midwest region, so we can look at not only the states, but we can also look at the salespeople. So let's say, as of now, John's interest has been piqued in disability insurance. So what he can do is you can look at the numbers for both disability and think, who are my salespeople? Like as of here, we have Nicole. Nicole, in regards to selling disability insurance, has a very high CM ratio and a very high number of sales. She could be the possibility in the state of Ohio if that's something we want to do. So these are all decisions that John's going to make, and that's what our story is all about. So we have a little intro for John. Hello, my name is John, blah, 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 kind of stating what he's doing, and I've already explained that in the video. And so what he's looking at within this, is, as I said, is comparing the regional salespeople and what they want and what he wants. And so now we're going to compare that with the other numbers to our national salespeople, looking at comparing, as we did in the previous, kind of comparing what John wants to do. And then we're going to look at the insurance graph again. And so now we're specifically looking at the Midwest. So we were checked off just the Midwest, and these are all the insurance types, and as well as factors that affect the profitability of a company. As of now, one of the clear insurances that piques John's interest is professional. There's a high rate of sales with a compromisable variable cost and a pretty good contribution margin. This means that he's going to be able to swing a pretty good profit on the insurance that he sells. And so we're going to look into the specifics of each insurance. So this is auto insurance. Then we follow into disability, home, life, and then finally professional, which is we're going to choose as John's decision. Professional insurance is the best decision for John. He can make a great profit with moderate variable costs, as well as he's chosen the state that he wants to do it within. Right here we have Illinois. It's a great location for John because there is a great amount of revenues that he's able to make, and as well as the contribution margin ratio for this is very high, so he will be able to make up for some of those variable costs. And then now he has to go down and look at which salesperson is going to be the best fit for him. John looks down and sees that Ann Kit has a great contribution margin ratio with a great number of sales. He believes that this salesperson will be a great member of his team, and this is the decision he's made. So in the end, all this data is revealed to him that these are the decisions that he wants to make and that he wants to start this company. So as I'm coming to the end of this project, Tableau has clearly taught me a lot about creation of data. I haven't really been a big numbers guy, but this has allowed me to take all these complex numbers in this big giant list and kind of slim it down and give it meaning. And so I really did enjoy being able to maneuver Tableau, and it's a fairly simple program that offers so many great applications. Tableau, there's a lot of skills that I learned, such as data comprehension, and as well as like how to organize these large scale things and come to this outcome. But overall, this is a really great project, and I really did enjoy the various aspects, including working with such large piles of data and kind of giving meaning to words such as these. Thank you for your time in reviewing this video. Once again, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to learn something as cool as this. All right, thank you.